Second of all, if you look at that race, I think we were not only justified, and I would do it again. That's the second lowest union density in the United States. Only Mississippi has a lower density than Arkansas for union membership. We had a sitting president against us. We had a former president that was against us, and we pushed her into a run-on. We had a bunch of other people as well, including the entire Democratic infrastructure was for her. Now remember, this is a woman who voted against virtually every interest that working people had. She is a Democrat by name only, by title only. There isn't anything about her that resembles what I know a Democrat to be. That's someone who cares about workers. That's someone who is willing to create an America that is more caring and compassionate and share with everybody and create opportunities from the least to the best. She isn't that kind of person. And by the way, it wasn't the AFL-CIO that took on Blanche Lincoln. It was our members in Arkansas who demanded that we take on Blanche Lincoln because she had stopped representing them in the Senate. So we honored their request, just like we would honor another request. And I'll be honest with you, I can't imagine us supporting her in the fall elections. And as far as her getting defeated, it's just another anti-worker politician that won't be in the Senate.
Good afternoon. You're looking great as usual.
Well, thank you. You're not looking bad yourself,
You're the greatest leader that's come down the pike since I've been involved in politics and the labor movement. But we represent 39,000 public school employees in Ohio, where it's bus drivers, food service secretaries, educational aides, and did I miss anybody? MRDDs.
Make sure you didn't.
Right. But in Ohio, we're very dependent on the labor forces for education. If the steel workers aren't working, and the building trades aren't working, and the auto workers aren't working, then if you see many of our schools in the valley that you just attended, the Mahoney Valley, we're in serious shape. Could you and the executive board of the AFL-CIO go and talk to Obama again about building those windmills in Ohio? Steel workers make them, not China, and our building trades to put the parts together, and that helps education because it all falls downhill. And we in education support that we want those windmills. We see them going up the highway, but they probably came off of a ship somewhere and come in from China. We want it stopped. We want it stopped today. And we think that with your powerful voices, that you could do this. In our valley, we just developed a program that our governor, I'm going to get there. I did ask the question, is he going to do that? But our governor just brought in just okayed a plan for education for our fourth graders and our sixth graders because not every child goes to college. And they will be able to get it, the tutors in there, we call them educational aides, will, if you don't shut up, I'm going to come over there. I am asking the question, will you help get the funding for the education? And I'm speaking Ohio because that's where we're all at. And will you help us get the funding to do these programs? Thank you.
The short answer to both of those is yes. But I just can't go and say just yes without elaborating. It's not my nature. Let me tell you a story about the hill that all of us have to climb. A few weeks ago, I'm sitting in my office minding my own business, and a package comes in. Package from a friend of mine. The package it has the following things in it. He says, his letter in it says, "Dear Rich, I volunteered to take the census, to be a volunteer for census taking. And these are the items that they gave to me to take the census with. There's a hat, there's a t-shirt, there's a denim shirt that has embroidering on it, there's 2 pens, there's a bag, there's a pad, and there's a couple of pennants." He said, "Please note that not a single one of those was made in the United States. Take them and put them in the proper place." I cleaned up his act a little bit for him, you know. because you can imagine where he told me to take you. We are working on trying to get sane procurement policies done. We're working to get them to buy things like windmills, for instance, that are made here in the country. But think about this, and take windmills as an example. When we were doing the stimulus package, if you take $1 and you buy a windmill with it, if you buy it in the United States, that dollar stimulates our economy. If you buy it from China, 62 cents out of every one of your tax dollars stimulates their economy and not our economy. So that's why we put the Buy American provision into the stimulus package, so that it would actually stimulate our economy and get more things done here. We're all for resurrecting the notion, proudly made in America by union labor, but proudly made in America and flying the red, white, and blue. The answer is we're fighting every day to get money to Ohio and the other states to protect education, to get this the package or the economy back on. We're fighting to see that we start to make things again, so that the real economy takes precedent over the financial economy and not vice versa, restoring the balance that needs to be out there.
I think women should have a little bit more time to talk.
Right. I can't hear you.
Just a quick question. As you said, we need this systematic changes to work together to really create the American dream. And as a registered nurse, member of National Nurses United, the past 18 months with healthcare reform has been an emotionally exhausting battle to try and secure rights for people to achieve healthcare. What advice or what encouragement would you give to people, to rank-and-file activists who are really working very hard with so many challenges against them, whether they're from the Supreme Court and our law, from the employer, to keep fighting for these changes?
Just that very simple thing, keep fighting, because the health care reform that we passed is a good start. It'll bring health care to a lot more people. It'll start the process, but it's nowhere near where we need to be. Look, 94% of the markets out there, healthcare markets, are highly concentrated, which means there's only 1 or 2 suppliers out there. In order to break that, there has to be some kind of option. The public option would have started that process because it would have created a competition, and you would have had somewhere to go in the process. Keep fighting, keep educating, and let them know that we'll get there to where every American has health care as a matter of right and not a matter of privilege. And I take my hats off to you for, first of all, for being a nurse and being a patient's advocate. You are the last line of defense for most patients in many instances with the insurance companies, and we appreciate that. So keep up the good work.
Today at the City Club, we have been listening to a Friday Forum featuring Richard L. Trumka, president of the AFL-CIO. Thank you, Mr. Trumka. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. This forum is now adjourned.
For information on upcoming speakers or for podcasts of the City Club, go to cityclub.org.